Go, Emily.
Yeah,
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
well guessed.
Well guessed. Shut up. We were having a discussion right before Glenn says to me, he's like, did you check the camera angles to see if we all fit? I was like, nope. We're just going to wing it. And look, it's perfect. Everybody's in frame.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm Emily. I am the indigo child of Spectral Realm Investigators. Welcome to Voices from the Realm. To my left is our leader, Tyler. To my right is Glenn. Glenn, start us off with your introduction.
So I'm the team skeptic. None of this is real. And I'm messing with them. The evidence we catch is real and interesting, but, you know, I am the team skeptic. It's my job to debunk most of the things, or at least I take it to be my job. It's not really exactly what I'm tasked to do. Yeah, try to debunk is actually a good way to put it, because there are things that we all agree that can't really be debunked or unexplained. So that's pretty much my primary role.
Tyler?
I'm the leader. I'm the one who got everyone together and pretty much started all of this. Started
Yes.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Hi, Beth. How are you? Your mom's on.
Hi, Mom.
We
That
were
was
two
odd.
in unison.
That was a little weird.
We've been around each other too much.
Yeah. We were actually just talking about that the other day. We have been here for 3 years. Like, we've been a group for 3 years. And what's crazy is the fact that we get along super well. We see each other, all of each other, too much. Like, Glenn and I, obviously, we're married. We're together all the time.
That doesn't mean we still don't see each other too much.
Yeah, and it's so true. And then Tyler is literally here all the time. In fact, he's late for rent this month, so we're going to have that discussion at the end of this. But tonight, we wanted to kind of go over our expectations for investigations, because we've set up a whole bunch of investigations for the rest of the year. We have everything except for August and December booked. So we just finished our investigation.
September?
September's good.
I thought you said August.
August and December.
Oh.
December, not September. December.
The
Right?
other
The
I
other.
can't keep straight. I can't keep all the straight.
September, October.
Oh wow, we are on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. If we get sidetracked, sorry.
Yeah, we're like family. We bust each other's chops all the
We
time.
really do. You should see the group chat. Actually, you should see the group chat between all of us. We're really bad. There's nobody. We're all going to hell. There's no doubt in my mind. It's gonna happen.
That's why we're out here with the SB11 boxes trying to find our way to hell.
Just trying to find our driver. So we just finished our investigation at Grapevine Farms last weekend. The host Tim and his wife Tanya, right? I believe. I can't remember her name. We didn't meet her, unfortunately, but Tim was there with us in the investigation, and it was absolutely amazing. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend,
DJ.
Jesus, DJ, everybody's dad, is in chat.
There's the Holy Ghost himself.
Yeah, the Holy Ghost himself. He's probably dying. But yeah, so we just finished our investigation at Grapevine Farms, and we had a really good time. You know, we got there. First of all, if you're ever in Cobleskill, New York, please, by all means, take the drive, go to the Grapevine Farms. The host, Tim, and his wife, Tanya, were amazing. I think that's her name. If it's not, I'm so sorry. But I think that's what he said her name was. But Tim, the gentleman who was with us for the investigation, was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
He was able to be with us through most of the investigation. He watched. Like, he was really good about not giving us information, because we tried something different this time. Mm-hmm. We tried going in completely blind. And for some of us, it worked. For some of us, it was kind of like a catch-22. But I think after that investigation, our team is getting solid. Like, I have to say, we get scattered-brained, which I think is kind of normal for a group as new as ours, getting everybody together. Not as new as ours. So Tyler, Glenn, and myself, we've all investigated before with each other, but adding on a new camera guy, we had never even met him that night, Jesus. is literally our savior because he came up with a camera guy literally the night before we were supposed to do this. So shout out to you, Jesus. You are absolutely amazing.
He saved the filming for the investigation.
Yeah, because it was going to be Glenn, and then it would have been a Blair Witch Project situation, and it would have been horrific,
Your
right?
hand's still got on a camera somehow.
Oh, I did that just to irk you. Yeah, so
you know what? We captured some of the best evidence in that moment. Like, what?
Yeah, so at one point we've been the whole team, we've been going back and forth, busting each other's chops about me being a cameraman because I'm awful at it. Like it was terrible. First investigation we did, I'm here like bouncing the camera all over the place. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh so, yeah, and then the beating on things like.
Oh yeah, no. Well, you can see in the video right now, my legs going. That's me. I'm naturally jittery. Twitchy, jittery.
You are twitchy.
Yeah.
Like, you are twitchy as twitchy can be.
I'll take them all. Yeah.
Yeah, I swear.
Tourette's.
I swear he has Tourette's.
Not the fun kind either.
There's no fun kind.
There is. The one where you yell curses and stuff. That's the fun kind.
Anyway, before we insult somebody on the internet, so we kind of just wanted to go over like our expectations and what we expect from all of our point of view. You know, we have Tyler and I who are the believers and the conduits, if you will, for whatever investigation we go to, and then we have the skeptic. I think we should start off with your expectations going into any investigation.
If you both are alright with it, I'd like to hear your viewpoints first, only because I want to see if it aligns with where I'm thinking about going. Because I'm going to hit like all the heavy stuff. Like what is the definitive proof? That's the stuff I'm going to hit. You guys might touch base on lighter evidence than I will.
Yes. If you could actually let Ariad out, because I think he just crop dusted. That means there might be something going on. So anyway, Tyler, why don't you start off with your expectations for an investigation?
I mean, evidence-wise, like activity, I go in expecting a very little amount and then hoping for the best, essentially, because it's like fishing. You never know what.
Well, yeah, I mean it's ghost hunting. It's not ghost catching, right? Like we're not the Ghostbusters. We don't have a plasma box to pick up these things, right?
I mean that's my mindset going in. Hope to get a lot, but expect very little, so you're not disappointed. I mean, I don't want a little.
Right. I mean, it's not our goal to get a little bit of evidence. Like, we want to get some kind of evidence. And, you know, I think we're getting practiced enough that if we're not getting the responses that we want, we find other avenues to do it.
Yeah, back to what you were saying before about us getting scattered or so on and so forth when we get to investigations. What really happens is, like this last one, I can't divulge anything that happens, but something happens, we all pounce on immediately and start grabbing equipment and go for it.
Right.
Because at that point, you're in the moment. You can't plan when you're in the moment like that.
Right.
And we get a lot of scenarios where it's like that. Sometimes we do get an opportunity to plan. We haven't been on a single investigation yet where we didn't get activity just on the walkthrough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we intend to do the walkthrough, we intend on just going and getting a feel for the layout of the building or wherever we are, and trying to plan out, all right, maybe we want to tackle this area, this place looks interesting. The second we walk into most of these places, it's one of you two are reacting to something and we got to get equipment real quick.
Well, I think at least I'm trying to preemptively get away from that for Bull's Head, which is our next investigation in July. You know, we have an opportunity to go eat dinner first at the location and then ghost hunt. I think going and eating dinner, now Tyler's already been there, but the rest of the team, myself, Dustin the cameraman, Jesus, Ava, Glenn, and Marge have not been there. Hey Ava, how are ya? Ava, oh my god, why am I doing this? I know everybody's names. I'm an absolute horrible person.
No, that's
I am
fine.
so
Dustin.
sorry.
Ava has, Dustin. It should
Austin.
be Austin.
Oh my goodness.
Just think of the song Austin by Blake Shelton.
Oh, right. Austin, yes. What does that say?
Opinion about COVID.
We're not going to actually get into that right now. We're discussing our investigations. But thank you for the comment. So, for Bull's Head, we have the opportunity to go in beforehand and just kind of see what's going on, which I think is going to be the most beneficial to our investigation. So we'll kind of have a lay of the land. We'll see what's going on. I'm sure at some point somebody's going to have to use the bathroom before we go anywhere in part of the investigation. Our tonight's topic is, we're a paranormal investigation group, so our topic tonight is expectations for investigations. Just throwing that out there for that comment. So, if we have the opportunity to go in and see what's going on before really activity should be starting. I mean, activity can happen at any point, right?
What's called activity.
Right. So, you would like for it not to be popping while you're eating dinner. Like, you're not wanting to, like, put your french fry in your mouth and then get the EVP out because you're hearing something. You want to have kind of like a grace period to see what's going on. Unfortunately, with the investigation that we just did, it was, here is your tour, which is an hour before you start your investigation. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it popped off the second we walked through the door. We didn't even have a chance to even
Tim was like,
set our stuff down. Like, we walked in the door and boom, things started happening.
Tim was like, just go into the room with the light, and before we even hit the room, it's like, huh.
So that is our hopes for the next investigation, which hopefully it's also a shorter investigation. So the one we just did was from 10 till 2. This one is from 9 to 1. So hopefully, I would like to say, fingers crossed, we figured out how to do shorter investigations. Mm-hmm. So that we can kind of navigate it better. We plan on doing a Zoom call before everything happens, just so that we can have, like, the Friday or Thursday night before the investigation, so we can kind of have a game plan. Like, how are we going to do this? Since Tyler's already been there.
I already, know exactly
He knows exactly where he wants to go. So I think putting that kind of game plan together is going to be helpful. Considering Burn Bray Mansion's in September, which is a very long investigation.
Mm-hmm. That's an
it's like a 48-hour investigation. Like, you're there for the entire weekend, which is great.
From like 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day.
Yeah, so we're able to actually sleep in Burberry Mansion. I don't think I'm sleeping. I'll be 1,000% honest with you guys. I won't sleep.
Can't sleep, won't sleep.
Mm-mm. I will be more jacked up on the spiritual energy than Mountain Dew or coffee or anything. I'm sure I could take speed that day, and I won't be as hyped up as what the spirit energy is going to be throwing at me.
That'd be pretty hilarious if I'm taking like an hour nap or something. You guys are got all this activity going on, stuff swirling around my head. Get that on film because he's not going to believe it.
No, and we would get it on film, and you
there'd
would
be a
sit
static on you.
Yeah,
all night. But you would look at the video and be like, all right, guys, what did you do?
Yeah, where were the wires?
Yeah, he would absolutely, nothing, there'd be no way to set anything up. And this guy right here would just sit and say, no, it's fake. It's totally fake. It's not real.
I'm actually honestly really excited for this.
I think Burn Bray is going to be amazing.
It is, but last time I was at Bull's Head, we had 1 camcorder, 1 EVP, and 1 EMF.
Yikes. We're a little bit more equipped. I would say we're a bit
You had all that
more
equipment, huh? I mean,
that was balling on an extra low budget at the time.
That's one investigator's equipment right there.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, not for nothing. We also have a need to get more equipment before Burn Bray, because I think it's going to be a very large and long investigation. If I hear any "that's what she said" jokes, I swear I'm tossing this table. I'm not doing it, guys.
Don't motivate me.
Yeah, right? I didn't even have the idea until you just put it in my head.
Exactly.
I have to preemptively tell them not to do things because I know them.
Don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, no, you know exactly what I'm talking about, you jerk. So, anyway. So we have the Bulls head in. That's going to be September 17th, and that, I think, is going to be a pretty interesting and yield a good amount of evidence considering the amount of people on our team who are conduits for energy. And this skeptic is probably going to be fighting us the entire time.
But like just the whole, like, kind of knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And then amplifying that because the extra equipment that we have. And just kind of knowing how to game plan this one a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm actually kind of like.
Well, yeah, because you already have a lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
You've already
investigated.
Like I know where I got evidence last time.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm going.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and the gentleman Chris, who we have been in contact with, setting this whole thing up, he's like fully aware of what's going on and what we're doing, and he's just gonna sit back and wait for us. Like he's not gonna be like Tim was great. Gonna keep putting that out there, but Chris is gonna kind of be more in the background for everything that we're doing. And I think he just is there just so that we can investigate, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of got the sense that Tim was just as excited as we were.
Oh, Tim was super excited.
Yeah,
he was super excited, and that was a cool feeling to have.
It was cool to see.
Yeah,
like someone like, oh no, you guys
we get to validate for him what's going on.
Yeah, he really wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
I said I was going in the basement. He goes, "Be right behind you."
Yeah, he was. He was
like,
really...
oh really? Like,
and
why is that?
So when we went to Selma, the gentleman who owns the place, Bill, he's just like, all right, I'll leave you here alone. See you guys later. We're like, oh, what?
Yep.
He's like, yep, just lock the door. I was like,
place
wait
is
a
yours
minute.
for 12 hours. Have
This
fun.
doesn't seem right.
Yep, have fun. It's yours for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Just lock the door on your way out.
We did not need 12 hours.
We probably could have been satisfied after 2.
Yeah. It was a very evidence-yielding investigation is the best way to put that.
Yeah, that was charged.
Charged. I like that. Charged works, right?
But you know why else I'm like really excited for Full Set in? That we're finally really trying to tap into our abilities.
Oh, yes. So Tyler and I... Can I tell him?
I wanted to tell him.
Okay, you tell him. Okay.
So we actually met with someone who's very,
Oh, yeah.
like on point. She's a wizard, man. She's a straight wizard out of a movie.
Yeah, you
Like,
two went to Hogwarts.
It
Yeah,
felt
we
like
really
it.
did. Oh my god, that's exactly what it felt like.
But Emily and myself started taking psychic classes to help hone in on our abilities a little bit more, and I think for our first time like really trying to do things without knowing what we were doing, I think we were pretty successful. I mean, picking out colors without even looking at them, I was very impressed with myself.
So Tyler got 3 out of 3. It was 2 out of 3. He was the only
you did
person.
get 3 out of 3.
No, I didn't. The first one I picked, I thought was red, and it was white.
No.
No.
White was last.
Right. So
was
I thought
blue,
it was
red,
white.
yellow.
It was
Blue, red, white.
blue, red, white, and blue. We'll say that because that's easier instead of trying to like stumble across the other ones. No, but I got 2 out of 3. Tyler was 3 out of 3. He was the only person in class that was able to do it.
Out of 10 people, I was
Out
the
of
only
10
one to
people.
get. I was like, really? Like,
So we're going to be hooking up with her at some point, our class leader or our class teacher, or we could drop her name, right? Like we're allowed?
I would assume so. She goes on the radio and she puts her phone number and everything out there.
So, for those of you who don't know Luna Enchanted, by every means, please, please, please look her up on Facebook, Google her, find her, follow her. She is amazing.
She's fantastic. Like,
She truly is.
her daughter is mind blowing too. Like,
Oh
just-
my goodness, what a great kid. So first of all, you could tell she's talented. Just right off the bat. but such a sweet, loving, nurturing nature between the two of them. I walked in yesterday, and I had like a feeling all week that I just needed to go on Thursday. And I said to Tyler, I'm like, well, I see she's got a class going. Maybe see if it's available, and, you know, I'll stop in. So Tyler didn't know, and I was like, you know what, I'm still going to go out there. I still want to see the shop. There are some things that I'm going to need spiritually to protect myself. A new sage stick, because one of our sage sticks won't light from the last investigation at Selma. That's gone, by the way. It's somewhere in upstate New York.
Told you, give it to me. I'll throw it in a burn barrel. I'll burn it.
I don't.
Nothing survives the burn barrel.
I don't know. That thing did not want to light. So I ended up getting a couple medals for St. Benedict, Expedite, and I think Raphael. And Michael. I'm waiting on Michael's pendant because she didn't have that one. Also selenite, tourmaline, and amethyst. I can't even believe that I'm saying this on the internet. I bought a pendulum. I gave Tyler such a rash of crap for that. And he sits in the truck yesterday before the classes, and I was like, you're gonna get me. You're gonna get me.
I didn't even really turn into you.
He did it. He had every right to rip into me. Fully every right.
Look, it's fun. Like, it's funner than it should be. Like, don't even look at us like that.
Yo, I'm telling you.
We're wizards to be, alright?
Ava said something. I'm not sure what she said.
Exactly what I read in the cards about your gifts.
Yeah, so we decided to go and kind of start, we are going to go start putting ourselves into better positions with our gifts.
What was your favorite part of last week? Like, there was one thing to me that just, like, that I did. I was like, wow. Wow.
My favorite part was the energy thing that Luna had us working with.
That was really cool, too.
It was cool because it was such an odd feeling.
And I just tried it, like, today just for the
Right.
hell of it. And I'm like, it didn't work. Like, it only worked after the meditation. I'm like, whoa.
So I have yet to meditate today.
What are you guys, like, harnessing your key or something?
Dude, we put our hands like this, like, up to each other. And then, like, we felt our hands being pushed in without touching each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was the coolest thing.
It really was. Like, it was so...
You realize I think you guys are out of your minds, right?
I know. But we were up in hand by hand, and at one point, my left hand started hurting so much because of, like, the energy that I felt
Like,
in
it was
my
our
palm.
energies, like, pushing through each other. Like, it was
really cool.
Like, I literally felt my hand, like, being pushed in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hate the
Skeptic.
fact that I am married to a skeptic who doesn't believe in any of this shit. Like, I really think that he sits here and he's like, I'm going to collect some kind of lawsuit when Emily literally cracks.
Like,
I think he really thinks I'm batshit crazy.
Like I said, I believe that you believe this stuff.
I think my favorite part was the keys.
That was cool. Although, there was a lot to be said about my keys. My keys were eccentric.
What was the thing with the keys?
So
Oh,
we all
hold on. Let me tell this first. So Luna comes out with a bowl, and she's like, all right, everybody put your keys in the bowl. I'm like, whoa, what did I sign up for? Hold on a second. Because where I come from, throwing keys in a bowl means that I signed up for something that I am not fully aware of.
Yeah.
She realized it after she said
She's
it.
like, oh, that's not what we're doing. If this was the 70s, this would be a completely different meaning. I died.
She has a great sense of humor with what
really
she
does.
does.
No
too.
pineapples on the wall, right?
No.
A lot of witch stuff.
Thank God. There was a lot of witch stuff. No pineapples that I saw.
Okay, good.
Like a lot of spiritual, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot.
Okay.
That store, it's not like the biggest store.
But it's
There's a
big.
lot in
Yeah,
it.
it is. It is very. Every inch is used.
Okay.
So, Ava. I'm seeing Ava's comment. I'm dying. Glenn is so skeptic. Yeah, he really is like the worst skeptic. So
Actually,
we're
I'm very skeptical, so that kind of makes me a good skeptic.
go get bent. Yes.
Hey,
So
your ego's up here. Let's bring that back.
yeah, let's bring it to somebody needs
There's
to
no
knock
ego
you
in
down.
being a skeptic.
And you managed to do it.
Right? Like, he manages it so well.
Hey, what was my last quote? I can't say it, but you know.
Anyway, so everybody in the class puts their keys into this bowl. I can't with these two. This is what I have, like, every day of my life with these guys.
And you're raising
Like,
us so
frick
well.
and frack, I'm telling you. So anyway, we all put our keys in the bowl, not for what you think. So nobody sees anybody put their keys into the bowl. Like, you're supposed to hide your keys and then put them in and then walk back to your seat. Put my keys in, Tyler puts his keys in, everybody does.
Yeah, I think there was like 10 of us there though.
There was 10, yeah, so there's 10 sets of keys that were in this bowl. So everybody picked one, right? I was first, which was weird. I was pretty much first for a lot of this, which was also odd. So I grabbed keys, and you're not supposed to, like, I didn't think you were supposed to look at them, so I just clapped them in my hand and just sat there.
Yeah, I don't.
And then everyone's like, oh, I looked at the keys. I'm like, what?
Wait, we're cheating now? Like, no, like, I don't, because, I mean, they didn't say not to. I mean, I think you could.
Right.
To try and get more of a
So
feel.
it was supposed to take somebody's item or somebody's valuable or whatever, and try to guess what the energy was and who these keys belonged to. As I was sitting there with my eyes closed, and you had a couple minutes to kind of figure out what you were doing, so I had my eyes closed, and I felt my head lift up and, like, move all the way to the back. Now, Glenn's gonna say I did it myself. I didn't. It's just how I felt the motion that had to happen. Like, I allowed spirit or whatever it was to move my head.
Stop twitching your eye.
I know. It's killing him to be like, it's fake. You did it yourself. Whatever.
I wasn't there to witness it, so I really can't comment.
Right. So the lady who the keys actually belonged to was over to my right in the back corner. So exactly where I looked is where she was. It was interesting to see how people were right and how people were wrong. I think how people were wrong was a good learning lesson as to not second guess yourself, which, if we're talking about second guessing, we need to make sure that Tyler doesn't second guess anything, because he's notorious for second guessing himself when he is right.
Yeah, the two
Haven't
things...
those witchcraft cards told you hundreds of times to trust your intuition?
Now, here's
Tarot
the thing.
cards.
We
They're
did...
called tarot cards.
Those things.
I knew what he meant. I just... Whatever. Like, we did 4 different things to, like, try and test ourselves. The 2 things that I second-guessed myself, I failed at miserably. The 2 things that I didn't question myself with, I was right like that. Like, immediate. And that's why, like, the key thing, like, I was like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't... Everyone got up, and I didn't. And then I'm just like, are these yours? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, well, how'd you know? I'm like, I don't know. Like,
What did you see? What did you feel? I
was
don't
like-
know. It just told me to go here.
The only thing I felt was that they were family oriented, and it turns out that the 2 people that I was suspecting were mother and daughter.
And they share the keys, which was
And I gave it to the person who drove there with them.
Yeah.
Which was, like,
So
that was, to me, I was like, really?
Okay.
Like, I hit it that spot on.
Yeah, and he just says, like, here's your keys. Like, he didn't even say, are these your keys? He's like, no, here's your keys. Like, he was...
Like, when I was confident, it was dead on.
He was in the pocket.
And then when I was like, it was like I was so far off, it was ridiculous.
So our last piece of last night is we sat back to back with other members of our class, and they had to read us, or we had to read them. I will tell you honestly, I didn't get a dang thing. I didn't get anything out of my reading. I couldn't even... The only thing I got was blonde hair, and I wasn't going to blurt out because there was 2 people in the class with blonde hair. This guy and another girl. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't about to be like, oh, it's Tyler behind me. Because first of all, that would be suspicious. And I don't think she would have played me like that. But I couldn't get any... Like, it was a very hard
that one was difficult, and even,
Mainly because I've never read somebody before.
Yeah, and I mean, even with that, like I was like, this is like, it feels like the keys,
Right.
And then I was like, there's no way, and I didn't go with it, and sure enough, I second guessed myself, and
Right.
I shouldn't have.
I mean, for me, I just didn't get anything. I've never read somebody before, so I can't say, oh, it's this person, or I'm getting this, and I'm feeling that.
Were you doing the same thing, trying to read people?
Yeah, we all did it, like back to back. I had no idea who was behind us, and like I remember I was sitting there, and then like after about a minute, I'm like it literally feels. I feel the way that I did when I was holding the keys. But it's like, there's no way. Yeah, it was 100% that way.
Okay.
I was like, nope. I'm not getting anything, because I completely just shut that out. I'm like, there's no way.
Right. It was...
Well, I get where you're coming from, too, because you don't want to blurt the wrong thing out and all of a sudden head down a trail where the wrong answer.
I think that's where like I was nervous. Like I don't want it to seem like I'm making something up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sure enough, I wasn't. Like,
yep.
Because I was dead on.
Right.
I'm just like, well, gotta stop second guessing myself. Because she yelled at me in the first thing that I.
Oh. Like that. And I said, oh, stop second guessing yourself. Why are you second guessing? I don't know. I didn't know I could do it. Stop thinking that.
You know what? And then
Stop
I did.
putting it out to the
and
universe.
then the next two things was
right on.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
It was weird. It was a weird and very cool experience. Like, she looked at me at the end and she's like, we're coming next time. I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I walked out of there. I was like, oh, I'm zapped. I'm tired. I was certainly very tired. But I was, before the class, I had talked to Luna's daughter, who was manning the shop while she was working. And, I stopped in and I said, I'm very new at all of this, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what is going on. I work with Tyler, and, Tyler works with Luna. She's like, oh, let me go get my mom. I'm like, oh, I know she's busy. You don't have to bring her out here. I am so sorry. No. She's like, nope, I'm going to go get Mom. I'll be right back. And she, bubbly walks back into the back of the room. She's like, okay, Mom's going to be out in a few minutes. And Luna and I sat there and we talked for 30 minutes. She's like, oh, you're going to do the class tonight, right? I was like, I didn't have service in her shop, so Tyler was messaging me and I'm like,
Have a good night, Ava.
see you later, Ava.
Have a good evening.
So I had no idea that I was even doing that class. I thought if I could, I would, but I didn't have any yes or no. She's like, oh yeah, I just texted Tyler a half hour ago. I'm like, oh, I have no service in here. So
The service over there is very spotty.
very spotty. So I walk out of the building and I text Tyler. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go wait over in the Dollar General parking lot and wait for you. And we sat for about an hour beforehand. Of course, I went to go get candy because the Dollar General's right there. You can't not get candy.
You were disappointed in all that candy.
I was disappointed in all that candy. It was such a fucking waste of...
There you go.
That's how mad I was about the candy situation.
But that was me, in grapevine. I was bad that night. My language was off the charts. And I don't know if that was just because internally, I was just frustrated and not being able to pick up on anything like I did at Selma. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that wasn't part of it.
Foreshadowing. Yeah, that was weird. I think we all were, actually. I think we were all a little too foul-mouthed that night.
I don't
Actually, I think you were pretty well behaved.
Yeah.
First of all, let's never say those words because
he's smiling. He's like,
he's done
wait a minute.
something he shouldn't have done there.
Yeah, he used the camera.
You're gonna be so mad when it turns out to be filmed well too.
You didn't look shaky when you were actually doing it.
He didn't look shaky. We need to review that evidence.
He was also following me, but then he called me back, and I didn't. It seemed as still as it could in the dark.
You don't happen to have that stuff with you, do you?
Yeah, it's in my I haven't taken it out of my car yet, to be honest.
Oh, with all the heat?
After tonight's podcast, I'd like to see some of that stuff. There's a few points in that night.
I don't think I'm up for all that. You guys can.
I just want to take a quick look at some stuff.
I did not sleep well last night
I've
at
been
all.
trying to keep up on my sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly forgot it was in there. But the case is, it's pressure proofed.
Well, I mean, you should bring it in anyway so that we can get everything downloaded and whatnot. So yes,
Surprise!
surprise. Yeah, it was an interesting investigation. It was an interesting time at Luna's yesterday for sure. I can't wait to go back. The next one's in a month, so we'll see how that goes.
Did she give you guys any homework?
To meditate.
Yeah, meditation. I mean, that's the big
Use
thing.
our energy balls.
Yeah, play with it.
Yeah.
Play with our...
Stop
Play
it.
with your
Stop
energy
Stop
balls.
it. Stop it, Glenn.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. And I gave him a smirk. We were so...
I felt your smirk. Believe me.
See, we're learning our psychic abilities. You felt it. Yesterday was all about feeling.
Oh, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling something.
No, but like in all
Something.
seriousness, like it was just because we literally kept saying like we gotta really challenge ourselves. Let's go into these investigations blind together and see what we do. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, you know what, let's do this. And then it was challenging, man. Like it took a lot of effort for some of that, for all of it. Like,
It definitely...
Glenn almost said it. Yeah, I know. Jesus, don't encourage him. My goodness. All of you are going
the
to be
three
the
of
death
us are
of
the
me.
definition of we may grow older, but we refuse to grow up.
Yes. We will be forever young.
I'm going to get gray hairs because of these guys. And I don't have kids.
Well,
Actually, I do.
yeah,
but I
right
have
here.
Kids.
If you're not there yet, you're okay.
Oh no, there's grays here. there are grays in this hair. Believe me, it's like little glitter spots everywhere.
They're like tinsel.
I love my husband. I love my husband.
But anyway,
That's a coping mechanism.
like going back, like I think it was just a really cool experience to really put ourselves to the test with as little as as minimally tapped in as we could be to see how we did. And
You know, I think you're right. We had a really good investigation. Jesus, yet again, in the pocket with all the equipment.
DJ's phenomenal.
DJ, it's you. I really can't. Jesus was really good with all the equipment, right? Like we went up to a candle room, just him and I, and we sat there for 15 minutes and we're like, we're not getting anything. We went over to another room and, Jesus is like on the floor in front of the door. He's like, I'm going to catch something. Like he is.
He's our Aaron without the oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes. You're our Aaron without oh my god. Yes.
You gotta work on that, bud.
Yeah, we're going to have to get you, saying it like really full-heartedly scared.
That's our criticism for you. You don't go, oh my god!
Yeah, right? Actually, you know what? That's the day that Tyler will feel like we really caught something if you ever hear me, that ecstatic, saying that phrase.
We
did.
It
It was when Jesus decided to play a video in the middle of Selma, man.
Speaking of expectations, we don't do that.
Yeah, but...
Oh man, that was the fun. If you guys have not seen that video, it's part 3 of our.
What do you say?
Well, I don't feel the work.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Absolutely.
Consider ourselves lawyered. You said that a couple times then, but not because
Well, he
of
had
evidence.
to correct me because
of us.
I was saying it wrong, so he had to correct me.
Yep.
That
He goes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have said anything in Spanish any more incorrect, and he just let it go.
I forget what it was, but
So do I. I just know it was funny.
and I was like, you yelled at me for putting an S on Adios Mio, and you're gonna sit here and not accept what he's saying?
I literally said an American word with an E at the end.
It was like El Largo or something like that. It was super not
That's
even.
Grande. I know that one.
Only because of your Taco Bell menu.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yo quiero Taco Bell was the first thing that he learned in Spanish.
Hey, right, it was. Do you want to know how old I was when those commercials aired?
I don't want to know. Shut up.
Yeah. that
I'm
was
not interested in hearing that
I
answer.
think you were in diapers
Stop
when
it,
they
both
came
of you.
out.
We have a
I
rule.
think I was like 4.
Yeah.
You know, back when the outside of the buildings were purple.
So anyway,
And there was one in Matamoros. Like, right in the beginning when you get off the highway. 84 exit.
And
Right across.
And they all had those 1980s cups with the pink and the green wrapping around the white cup. I think every fast food restaurant had those at some point. Food courts, everyone.
Yep, where the white ones with, like, the blue confetti everywhere. And,
Yep.
like, the blue line going down diagonally.
Good
Wow.
times.
left field, we're bringing it back. So I don't know. That investigation itself was cool to see the team start kind of melding and figuring everybody out. I think that shorter investigations are not our dream.
They're more difficult.
Ideal
They're-
investigation.
I think it's because we knew we had such a short amount of time. I
I'm sure
really
that didn't
felt
help.
rushed the entire night.
Right.
And, I mean, like I said, I think Bull's Head's going to be a little different because I know what I know what we're getting into.
Right.
I know, kind of already have an idea for where equipment's going.
Right.
The whole 9 yards, where we're going to set up, what we're going to do.
So are we going back to basics with I'm going in blind, the rest of the team's going to...
I'm going in blind.
We're all going in blind. I think
well,
Jesus
you're
is
not,
going to...
but-
Yes.
Jesus, are you?
going in blind.
Do you want to go
You've
in
already been
blind,
to
or
Bull's
do
Head,
you
though.
want to go
Well,
in?
going forward.
Okay.
With information, I guess.
Because Bull's Head, I really don't have a choice because I know.
Yeah.
But, like, going forward, I really want to test myself.
Okay.
And
No, that's a good question, Jesus. If you'd be interested in knowing what's coming up in Bull's Head, or if you want to go in blind with the rest of the team.
I kind of want him to have information so I can keep flooring him.
Yeah, because, like, I want to know if I am correct.
Yeah.
Like...
And actually, you would be...
Well, like the mediator.
Yeah, I would say.
Because, like, I'm going to be honest. I remember where, like, I was getting some things. I remember where some things were supposed to happen, but we didn't get anything that night. But I don't remember anything else. And there's really only 2 locations. One where I got something, one where something was supposed to... Or something would happen or could happen, but
Okay.
didn't. That's all I honestly remember. And the layout. But I couldn't tell you any names of people, what happened, or anything.
Okay.
What did he say?
I think I want to
Nothing.
know.
Okay.
He wants to know. Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
See, we're even doing team planning while we're on podcast. That's great.
That's what I love about Jesus, though. Like, even,
Oh,
there's times where he's, like, even logging in remotely and watching, still being part of this thing. We can sit here and make plans with him.
Jesus, you're just...
DJ.
You're DJ.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't know what to do.
I'll
We
tell you
don't
what
know
the-
what to do.
She
I
said
hate
it.
that. I hate it. I do. That sounds
say-
so wrong.
You've been
No.
saying DJ more and more.
No, DJ. DJ.
And
The other one
don't
is
make
not...
me say the quote.
No, don't do it.
We want to monetize this.
I can't. Not that there's any curse words.
No,
in it.
it's not.
It was actually as clean as it could have gotten. Which is bizarre.
Considering the people who created it, yes, actually. I'm telling you, if you saw our group chat,
Well, I
I'm
said it to her
positive.
last night before we went in the Lunas and she lost it.
I did. I was laughing pretty hard.
I was like, I know you were laughing at that thread.
Yeah, because I even he said it. I was like, I have to go back and reread it. I started dying again because it was. We had that whole conversation, and Jesus pops in with nothing but laughing emojis for like 6 lines, and I was like, "That's how you know we made it. That's how you if we made it.
Yeah.
If Jesus
Like,
is dying."
we were literally making, we were literally making jokes about it and be like, no, I'm done with this. And he just comes in. I counted. There was 20 laughing emojis in the one message.
Oh man, if there is anything we can say, we have a good time together at least, and I think that's what makes our investigations that much more entertaining, so to speak. I mean, for us anyway. I don't know if it's shown on camera or not, but I feel like because
Well, when we're not only on camera at the investigations or anything, it's like game on. We're focused for the most part. We're there with the intentions on being focused. Sometimes we get pulled in different directions because we're chasing evidence and stuff
Right.
like that.
Honestly, while we're investigating, I forget we're even filming ourselves.
And I think we
Yeah,
do need
'cause
to be a
we're in the
little bit
moment.
more active with looking at the camera, interacting, saying what we're doing, what we're not doing. You know.
No, we definitely do, but like it's hard being. I guess
We
it's
want to
hard.
give you a realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think
feeling,
that's
right?
what it is. Like, I want it to be like. I want to make it personal for everyone, but also like I want it to be like. You're not just watching it, like it would be as if you were there with us. Like you're another investigator watching
Right.
it in real time, even though it's not real time.
I think I'm more in the lines of where you're kind of thinking. It's like, you know, who is that guy, Steve Irwin? We don't want to be like, well, crikey, I think we heard a knock up here. Like, we don't want to be like that.
I know about Steve Irwin. Like,
I forgot what his show was.
Crocodile Hunter.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot the Crocodile Hunter. So,
Okay.
I never really watched it. I just knew of him.
he's an absolute icon.
He probably is.
Oh my god.
His
I
son
can't.
is so identical to him.
Oh my god.
So anyway,
So
like,
scary.
I feel like it's...
Like, I get the
For me,
whole-
it feels set up-ish. If, hey, we're going to go over here and do things like that.
It doesn't feel fluent to me. And
Right.
I get it if we're going in a room by ourselves, we have a camcorder with us, and it's, like, facing us, and we're, like, looking around. It's like, I just heard something back there. Giving a little bit more insight as to what's going on.
That's
but,
documenting something like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, I just heard a knock over here.
and that's making it personal. But when we're all in a room together, and we're all investigating at the same time, I'm not going to be like, we heard something.
No,
like,
not
it
only-
doesn't, like, at those moments, I want it to be like they're there with us.
And not only that, when we're standing in rooms or anything like that, you're listening, you're feeling, you're seeing, you're like all senses are on fire,
Because we're in the dark.
completely turned on. You got the second you notice any little thing be off, that could be a clue, it could be a piece of evidence, could be something we have to mark on our pieces of equipment. So it's hard to play entertainer and scientist at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I forget we're even on camera. Like, with all these senses going into overload, and especially now that we're trying to tap into our psyche a little more,
Yeah.
things are going to become, each time that, like, the more and more that we meditate, the more and more we go into this and really test ourselves, we're only going to get more powerful, and our abilities are really going to start to show through more.
Right.
Before we even, like, in Selma, I forgot there was a camera on me half the time it happened. That's
Right.
probably why my reactions were so great sometimes.
Put your personality in those things. Like, do you want us upstairs? Yes. Bring Emily. you're all like happy. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Come on, Em! Let's go!
But like you said, like if you hear things, you're not thinking, oh, did you hear
Did
that?
you hear that?
Let me go.
Yeah, no.
Let me go talk to the
Yeah.
camera, and
What
then
I
we'll
mean
go.
by that, though, is when we walk into a room, say, hey, you know, we are in the premium room of this location, or we're at this, and we're here with said experiences, or something like that, you know,
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing
and then
with
just
that.
record as per normal.
I get your point. So basically, that in a way, we can just up our game when we come to stamping the rooms we're into and what we're about to do.
Right.
Yeah. Because we already do that now. When we
Yeah.
turn on the EVP, we state where we are, what room we're going to, or if we're walking. Like, this is us walking as you hear footsteps and everything.
Right. Like, we mark everything. Like, if we bump into something, it's, I just bumped into that. Or if I tapped on something, guys, sorry, I accidentally tapped on something. Or
And
if
that's absolutely crucial that we do that.
Oh my god.
Because I can't tell you how many times there's been knocks on EVPs or cameras, and we're like, what was that? And we have to watch and listen 100 times to this stuff.
I mean,
And then we find out, no, that was actually one of our team members doing that.
Right. So we have a pretty strict rule. If you don't mark what you do, you don't need to come to investigations. It's that simple. We need to have absolute clarity when we're doing any of our evidence review. We don't want to give something to our community that's fake. Right? So if one of us, like, if you watched our last video, the third floor of the Selma Mansion, I hit the door. It didn't come out immediately. I was kind of recovering from being touched by a spirit. But I was like, oh, no, guys, that was definitely me. I hit the door. Because if for some reason, it wasn't... If I didn't speak up at that point and that somehow blew up and that went all over the internet, it's fake evidence.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's the
that's
last
not
thing we
something Spectral Realm is going to put our name behind.
Yeah, no, we want our integrity to remain intact.
Right.
And we won't jeopardize that.
No. We're not interested in jeopardizing. Again, we want to give you the most accurate scientific data that we possibly can. It's basically what Spectral Realm is founded on. You know, we were sitting last week trying to figure out a mission statement for why we do what we do. And it kept coming up that we just want to be honest. We want to give the most up-to-date information that we have available. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, in this world, crucial.
That also ties into being a part of the community, too. And if somebody's looking for answers as to what's going on with their home, their property, or something like that, we welcome those invitations to come in and explore their places, too.
You know, that's something I think a lot of teams do offer. But if there's something that the group of Spectral Realm can do for anybody, and we bring comfort to somebody's life, just one person, I think that's when we can call ourselves successful. Because I don't want somebody being afraid of a bump in the night, so to speak.
Yeah, creaky pipes and something like that.
Right.
And I think that's what was great about the Warrens, too, is that's what they did there. Most of the time, they debunked people's activity because they went through everything so thoroughly.
Yes.
And we aim to do the same.
Right, and we are notorious. I mean, yes, Glenn says that we fight him all the time on evidence, which is not the case. He just throws it in our face because he's a skeptic. But 9 times, don't look at me like that.
I'm just being a scotch when I do that stuff.
Yeah. But we really sit and go over everything. And if Glenn thinks it's an orb and we don't go, like, we have a conversation about it. If we think it's an orb and Glenn doesn't, we have a conversation about it. You know, we scrutinize our evidence, I think, worse than anybody else does.
And that's the thing, too, like...
It's a productive conversation.
Right.
Exactly. And I'm no harder on us, or maybe I am a little bit harder on us because I'm part of this group and I've been in these places with everybody. But when I see some of the stuff that we see on TV, like, I look at that stuff and I think of, I was there and I know that X, Y, and Z happened. I need to make sure that it's not something that somebody can sit at home and debunk us real easily and we overlooked it.
And that's, I think, another reason we're so incredibly tough on our evidence.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I've always said anyone can criticize me as much as they want. I'm my biggest critic.
Yeah. Oh, I am my worst enemy.
I am my biggest critic.
That is legitimately me.
Say anything negative you want. I guarantee you I have said that and worse to myself, to push myself to be better.
And it's a responsibility as a paranormal investigator. Regardless if you're a skeptic or not, you're still under the clause of a paranormal investigator. It is our responsibility, our duty to give accurate information to our community, regardless of what community it is. It could be other paranormal investigators. It could be the everyday Joe and Jane, right? It's just... It's interesting to see how fake some things are and how real others are. So...
I actually thought of a statement today driving home, thinking about, viewing paranormal evidence and things of that nature. It's one thing to criticize something you're watching on YouTube or TV. It's very easy to do that. Mm-hmm. It's another thing when you're actually in the moment collecting that evidence and you're like, all right, this is a different experience than just watching somebody else collect the evidence.
Right.
I can't watch anything without trying to validate it.
So here's something funny. 2 weeks ago, a movie popped up on Amazon Prime, The Blackwell Ghost. I was like, that's weird. Nothing like this usually pops up. And Tyler was on his way over. I'm like, let's watch it. So we sat and watched an hour-long documentary, right? And Tyler and I were sitting there stopping the movie, rewinding it, so that we could debunk what was being done on the TV.
I was like, wait a minute, rewind that.
Yeah,
Right.
she had me watch it after you two watched it, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm pausing the movie,
The
going
same
back and
spots
forth.
that Tyler and I were stopping the movie, he was doing it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Continue. I just remember we were all doing that.
We watched The Blackwell Ghost. You can check it out on Amazon. It should be a free movie for that one. And then you come to find out that there's a Blackwell Ghost 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? I paid the $4 for the freaking Blackwell Ghost 2 because I was like, well, I mean, it does kind of seem like something real is going on. There were a few things that were just a little iffy in the first one, in the first documentary.
Oh yeah, there were definitely a few things where I'm like, come on, no freaking way.
Right. The
I'm not
second
gonna
one,
say it
though,
because I don't want to ruin a movie, but this
I laughed, actually. I'm not going to lie. Glenn and I laughed at the entire thing. I think it's actually supposed to be a comedy and not a horror film documentary.
The first one was fairly entertaining.
Right. But I flat out laughed. Like, there were things that happened in that thing.
Here's the thing. The second one was a telltale sign of a sequel. They knew what happened in the first movie. They had to push the boundaries a little further in the second movie to make it seem like more had happened. And that's where I can leave it without actually giving away spoilers. I will say it was too much.
I will say this, and it might be a tad bit of a spoiler, but I don't care. No entity can move a full couch straight back. Can't happen. It can't happen. I showed you those. I went through Tyler. With Tyler, I was like, I'm just going to show you the good parts of this because the rest of it really sucked. But I showed him like what we were seeing. I'm like, tell me how a ghost moves an entire couch. After running amok all day, your energy should be drained. And at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you're like, you know what? We're going to rearrange the furniture for you. I don't think so.
No, it was this sequence. I'm going to make a loud knock. I'm going to open a door. I'm going to rip all the blinds off the door.
Blinds came off first, then the door.
And the windows. The couch is going to slide 6 feet across the floor, and the music and the record player is going to turn on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All that
it doesn't happen. I'm so sorry. That would have, if that actually was true, it would not have been an Amazon movie for $4.99.
No, not at all. If that was true, we'd be knocking on that guy's door, be like, "Hey, we got to be in your house real quick.
We need to do some investigation today."
Tyler would sit alone in the cellar.
Yes.
Is that a happy smile or a nervous smile?
That was a happy smile.
Okay, good.
100%.
That was like, yeah.
You gotta sit by the well and film behind you, though.
Yeah. So it was.
Have a ball with you.
You would kick the crap out of that ball, huh? Anyway.
I straight up said that I would have when we watched the first one too. I was like, yeah, I would.
Every guy would. So some of the stuff that comes out, right? Like if that was actually happening, I'm positive that would have been over every single TV channel. Everybody would be talking about it. It would not be an unknown movie on Amazon, right? And we don't want to be an unknown movie on Amazon. We want to give legitimate evidence. We want to give a legitimate story as to what we're investigating, where we're investigating, and how we're investigating.
I can also see how, depending on the location, like that movie, the second movie, the Blackwell, what was it, the Blackwell Haunting? Or?
No, Blackwell Ghost.
Something
Blackwell
like that.
Ghost 2, definitely a little much
Oh, yeah.
to chew on.
Yeah.
The first one was just enough to pique your interest on what's going on here.
Like you wanted to finish it.
Right.
And that's typically how real investigations go.
Right.
You get a little bit here, you get a little bit there, you're pulled in different directions. And then when you go back to review the evidence you caught, that's when things really start jumping out. Like, I didn't notice that. We didn't hear that in real time.
Yeah.
Like the SB11 box on the third video we released for Selma Mansion. We were very good about capturing a lot of what was coming out of the SB11 box. There was a lot of stuff that we didn't even realize was being said until we saw it being filmed with a camera. And that's the type of... It's kind of like you're doing the investigation a few more times after you review the evidence.
Now, Without really diving into spoilers, how good of a piece of equipment would you say that SB11 is after seeing it at 2 different locations?
The only thing I can say is I'm starting to like it more. Because we've had it...
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I'll accept that 100%.
I've only seen that box act up the way it did at Selma Mansion one other time. And that was for a small instance in the graveyard.
Mm.
Other than that, that box had been quiet as heck through any other time we've had that thing turned on. The only thing we didn't do that I wanted to do leaving the last investigation was turn the car radio on and see if there was radio stations.
There was. There was.
Was there?
I believe Jesus did it.
Okay. At that time,
if you're watching Jesus, correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, we could test that at any time, really.
Yeah,
when we go back up to Bull's
yeah,
Head,
we could test
we
it.
can turn a radio. I just want to know if there's reachable radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
Test it here.
Right where we're sitting right now,
stations,
there's barely any radio stations where we're sitting in this house.
But the SB11 is also not supposed to be getting full sentences.
Well, that is one of the remarkable things about some of the evidence that we caught on camera, is you get... Look at him.
I know.
That's a big
big
word in a positive way for a skeptic for this field. You see how we went backwards and then we jumped forward and tied it together? That was intentional.
Right. So what I left out of my intro when we started this live is, yes, I am the team skeptic, but I come into this with an open mind. If we capture... Huh?
That's all you can do.
Absolutely. I can't come in here and be a skeptic and be a real part of this team if I discredit everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a horrible skeptic. It's okay to be skeptical on stuff.
Want to say that again? That's such a low shot on people I used to work with.
Okay. So being closed-minded
is not helpful.
Is not being a part of the team, not being a member. That's the wrong kind of skeptic.
I had a very close-minded skeptic with me the last time I went to Bull's Head, which could have shut everything down.
So here's another thing.
So excited.
The word, what does the word skeptic mean in its true form?
I don't know the exact definition.
But
I'm pretty sure Glenn
right,
Norcross would be there.
I'm positive his photo's right there.
So it means you're questioning things that are being presented to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that those things being presented to you are false.
Okay.
It means it's open to discovery.
Okay. I'll take that.
That's the skeptic I am. I'm open to discovery. If we collect all this evidence, and then it turns out that this is about as far as we're ever going to, as far as I'm going to get spiritually or whatever, getting this evidence, then it'll still be remained up in the air for me as like, well, I'm still on the fence on whether this is true or not. If I see a full apparition walk in front of me and it's caught on camera, I'm going to second guess things in life.
Oh, I love that look.
This guy
that look.
is dying for me to not be a skeptic.
It's going to happen.
Says who?
Me. And her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What about you, DJ? He might have left.
You might have left already, yeah.
And
I
the
have
magic
that-
witch doctor cards?
My facial expression, there's a lot of reasoning behind that. Just throughout this year.
Okay.
Something's going to come up. Something's going to tickle you where you don't want to be tickled.
Ooh! 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 I know what it is! I know what it is!
And I can't wait for you to react to it.
I'm...
Maybe
Okay,
straw?
so...
I mean, I don't wish
Tickling
that
in
upon you.
some form.
I don't wish that upon you, but I wish it upon you, if that makes sense. If that's what I gotta do to make you a believer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from with your outlook on you want to make me a believer, so you know the extreme things that have to happen to turn people's heads. And you're looking for those head turners.
Yeah.
We're gonna start throwing you under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Okay.
I know I said I would never do this to you guys, but you're really pushing that limit, Glenn. Speaking of expectations.
So with that being said, I know one of the things that the two of you want me to do is be sitting in a room somewhere, doing an investigation or collecting evidence or EVP or something. Something comes up and touches me.
Yep,
No.
I knew you were going to say
So here's what's gonna happen. Glenn's gonna be. I see it.
Oh yeah,
I feel
go
it.
ahead. Let's play this out.
I think Glenn is gonna be sitting in a room.
Harness your inner Glenn.
He's gonna be sitting in a room.
No, he's going to be sitting in the basement somewhere.
And
That's been my
anywhere.
vision.
It's anywhere he's sitting, right? I don't care what room it is, where it is. He's sitting somewhere by himself in the dark, probably in the middle of the floor, knowing Glenn.
Hit my vision spot on.
And probably what's gonna happen is the apparition is gonna smack the shit out of him, and he's gonna be like,
Well, I mean, my vision didn't quite go like that.
"What was that?" And it's going to then roundhouse kick him to the face. He's gonna be like, "Huh? Can you try that again?" And that's just gonna be his. I'm not over exaggerating. He is literally just going to be.
That's like the meme I sent you guys last week.
The first thing that popped in my
Beavis
head.
is sitting there with a bloody nose, and then it's like,
Paranormal investigators.
paranormal investigator. If that was you, can you punch him again?
Can you do that again?
Yeah, can you do that again?
Yeah, that would be Glenn. Getting kicked, punched, stabbed, whatever it is, by an entity, and he's gonna be like, no, I really need you to do that again, please.
I don't know. Something's telling me it's going to be in a basement.
Ooh, Conjuring House.
You love.
I don't think it's going to be there. I think it's
No?
going to be long before that.
Burn Bray?
Before that.
Maybe even before that.
Knickerbocker?
That's after Burn Bray.
Bull's Head? We can go in the
Yeah,
basement.
he already has a place in Bull's Head to lock me in. That's what he's gonna do. He's already.
Tyler's like, yes, he got it!
I'm gonna be going through all
I don't
of
know.
our equipment. Tyler, why do you have this lock in here?
We're just going to throw you in my case, and then when something opens it, none of us are there.
Throw me in the case.
Yeah, you can fit.
Probably can.
Might have to bend you like a pretzel, but it'll work.
Yeah.
You don't bend like a pretzel.
No, I don't.
We'll
Not
make it
anymore.
happen. Start stretching.
I bend like rebar. That's
Yeah, that's
that's
not even
about
a
as
joke.
flexible as
I
I
don't-
That's
am.
not even a joke.
July or August? This one's
Well,
gonna
August we
happen.
don't have an investigation yet, so...
It may not even happen in an investigation.
Okay.
I think it will, but it may not.
Would you have some kind of like premonition or something?
I'm gonna say it's a premonition.
Oh, well, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what-
If we're
I
not
don't-
going on an investigation, how is he going to get... Oh, Jesus Christ.
The straw.
The straw. I'm lost.
No, you're not.
You're absolutely
not.
not.
Alright, I'm just gonna have to go with it.
What did we have? A straw.
Oh,
Like,
Thanks for doing that on camera, because if we don't get monetized, that's probably why.
he just put a straw in the cup. I don't know what YouTube
yeah,
thinks that
upside
was.
down. But anyway, it might be an investigation. It may not be that, but it's gonna be in the basement somewhere. You are gonna be in there alone,
Okay.
and something's gonna touch you. And I don't think it's just gonna be like a light love tap either.
Yo. That's payback.
You want to hear something messed up? I'm really hoping something like that happens.
Be careful what you wish for, my
Yeah.
guy.
That's fine. That's what we're in it for.
Yo, it is going to cold cock you in the face.
Because honestly, I think what's gonna happen is you might start off with the love tap, and you're gonna brush it off, like you would do,
Yeah, because I.
and it's gonna
I
get
could be
pissed
annoying
off,
like that.
and it's gonna exactly. You're gonna get underneath this ghost's skin.
Glenn, get underneath somebody's skin?
What?
No way!
Just something's telling me it's gonna be in a basement somewhere.
Okay.
Yo, it's gonna... If it makes you squeal like a pig, we out.
Like, there's two investigations that are like
New
really...
rule in the group: if Glenn's running, follow him. Because if I'm scared of it,
Expectations, ladies and gentlemen.
because if I'm scared of it, you guys should be.
Yeah, that's horrific.
I mean, there's two that are obvious that it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen before the Conjuring House. Guarantee it.
When we're done with this podcast, you're gonna have to let us in on a little bit of this backwoods knowledge you have of what's coming up.
He's told
I'm
you
following
a
my
couple
intuition.
Times. He's told you a couple times. This is not the first time he's
I
telling
need
you.
more than.
And this is all he's getting.
Okay.
You're in a basement alone. Ta-da!
Right, like there's nothing else that needs to be...
I do that for fun.
You just say in a dark room. I'm like, is anyone here?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no. Anyway.
Sometimes I talk to myself because I need expert advice.
Wow. Let's bring that ego back where it belongs.
Yeah, you need to come down a few pegs on that, honey. Thank you.
I was talking about my other person.
At this rate, area, it's never going to be bigger than you.
That's the other thing. Okay, so side story-ish. So we got Ariat back in January. January 30th is the day that we adopted him, and he was 14 pounds the day that we adopted him. We had the massive snowstorm here in New Jersey the next day, and he's like jumping around, tiny little dog, right? Really cute. Tell me how this dog is now about 30 inches tall and 45 pounds.
Yep.
He's going to be a bear.
Said that he was supposed to be between 30 and 40 pounds.
Yeah, they didn't
They didn't say
for
how long and what point in his life he was going to be 30 to 40 pounds. So yesterday when I was talking to Luna and she said, oh, she's like, you have dogs. I said, yeah, no, I actually do. I said, it's funny because my husband calls Ariat my puppy, my familiar, and she starts laughing. She's like, he's got really big paws, doesn't he? He's going to be a big dog. She's like, what kind of breed is he? I was like, he's a Labrador Dachshund. She's like, ugh, he's not going to look like a Dachshund. He's got to look more lab. I'm like, yeah, let me show you a photo. And I show her a photo. She's like, oh, yeah, he's going to be big. I was like, what's going on here? I'm okay with him being...
So since he's been about this big, I've been saying he's going to be about an 80-pound dog. We'll see how close I was to right in about a year and a half.
He's going to be a bear.
He's 7 months, almost 8 months, and he's at 45 pounds and 30 inches tall.
I think he's probably pushing 50 now.
You just weighed him last week at 42. He's got to be 45.
Yeah, that was a week ago.
No, we're not doing
I'm gonna
that.
wait after this podcast. I'm gonna weigh him.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he did gain
Do it
10
now.
inches overnight.
Viewers have to know.
All right.
Go get them. I love this. What?
Oh, I just have a feeling about Bull's head.
I need my calculator for this.
I'm 193 on the nose. Come here, Ariat. Come here, buddy.
He's like, I don't know about
boy.
this.
Good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, come here.
His tail wagging. He's so happy.
Yeah, don't get
237.
used to that area.
He is 44 pounds.
Okay.
So I was closer to.
He's wagging his tail. He's like, I know I won't get this much more.
So we are clearly well out of it. But, yeah, so Luna yesterday, she's like, he's going to be a big dog. Yeah.
He's that Bon Jovi song. Oh,
He's a good boy,
we're
huh?
halfway there.
But, yeah, so... my goodness, we have gotten so far off track.
We have. We keep bouncing in and out.
Yeah, we're just all sorts of energy.
Is it
today.
that terrible that we enjoy each other's company and we can
Yeah,
just get lost in conversation?
Probably.
Okay.
I think we see each other way too much and not enough at the same time, which is
Fine.
also a problem.
Fine, you're both not allowed here for the next 2 weeks.
All right. I'm going to go camping. See you later.
We have evidence we haven't do.
Yeah.
We haven't done evidence in too long.
I know. We've not done evidence. The last 2 weeks have been disgustingly busy for us.
In a way, it's kind of good because we'll be going into it refreshed. We were burning ourselves out.
Oh, somebody's reverse sneezing. So, yes, I think
Check on him.
he's going to run as soon as you go near him. Yeah. It's going to stop. Yeah, see? Fucking every time. I think we call it. I think it's the night of the podcast or anything else you want to go?
Yep.
Do?
absolute dues on an investigation. What are they?
Dues. Announce what you're doing. Make sure that you are clearly speaking and not whispering, which we all do.
It's a very odd, very hard habit to break.
That dog did not need to lay down as hard as he just did.
Look, he's learning his weight too, okay?
Yeah. Stop fat shaming him.
Stop. My goodness. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you are in the moment. You know, cell phones are off. Make sure that you are watching what you're doing. If you're interacting, make sure you keep interacting. Don't make too long of a pause. I can go on for days.
Yeah, there's like a whole procedural manual that we keep writing on these things.
No eating during investigations. No snapping pens. Or clicking pens. No clicking flashlights. No.
Yeah, like initial on and off is fine. Not
Right.
like click, 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 click.
Right. Have fun. I think that's the other thing. And if you're terrified,
Enjoy it.
don't play evidence back in the middle of an investigation.
See? DJ learned from his mistakes.
That's fantastic.
And that's how he got the name DJ.
I'm going to have to replace his name on his shirt to DJ.
And we're going to have to change Glenn's the DG.
No, we are not changing Glenn's to DJ. I'm not even saying it. I'm not saying it. Okay.
One thing I do want to add into the absolute don'ts. I don't want anybody touching each other.
Yeah.
We're trying to tap into our abilities. Ava's got abilities. I don't want to mix up energies.
Mm-hmm.
We all have different energies that are going to pull possibly different things at different times or at the same time.
And not just that, but if somebody is uncomfortable being touched, we should kind of keep that in an idea. Like, hey, let's give people space.
You know, not. I'm gonna pull away from the paranormal, but still be on base with this. We are bioelectrical beings, right? The second somebody goes and touches somebody else, you could be grounding that person out. Now, if your bioelectricity is tied to your aura, your abilities as far as mediums and go stuff like that, if you tie in all those things, the second you go and disrupt somebody's energies, you can ruin their chances of collecting evidence or being on at all for the rest of the night. That's a disruption.
Yep.
You're short-circuiting somebody. So that's another reason why that's one of the things. Like, you, and Ava, nobody touches each other.
I don't want
Nobody
anybody
touches.
touching you or Jesus either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I
Like
don't
if we're-
touch you anyway. So
Yeah.
we're clear
Exactly.
there.
I mean, if you're going down a narrow hallway and you accidentally
That's different.
bump into somebody, but don't try and join your energies into one and cancel each other out.
Yeah.
It's not worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even canceling out our energies, but risking the investigation and evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. You know, we're there to collect genuine evidence. Two, we've waited a month to go on this investigation.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that we're putting in
the
jeopardy.
Conjuring House, we were waiting 10 months.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Nobody.
Anything gets jeopardized
Nobody
there, you are gone.
Yeah, nobody messes Conjuring House. Legit at all.
Not having that. Oh, not babysitting.
Mm-mm.
If I do anything, I'm walking out.
We are straight serious about our investigation style and the way we handle everything.
No faking anything.
Our team is our family. Let's face it. At this point, I'm.
Can you not use the F word? I like my friends better than I like my family.
Yeah, but we've been able to pick our family.
That's right. Well, no, you can choose your friends. You can't choose your family.
Anyway.
Mom, if you're still here, that's not including you.
Yeah, Beth, you're awesome. We love you. We love you. But our families are not super ideal. But, we are able to interact as family members with each other. We have a good time. We joke. We giggle. We have really inappropriate conversations at the really most inopportune times.
I think it's fair to say we treat each other the way we wish family would treat each other.
Right. And I think our energy as a team helps the atmosphere of the investigation that we're in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, since this is kind of tied in, there's no don't tamper or fake anything.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
If you accidentally bump in or tap something, call it out.
Yeah.
Call it out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sure. So, yeah. That's where I'm at.
We even
you're
go
at.
down to the level, well, as far as I know, we all go down to the level of even if we're clearing our throats or something.
Yep.
That was me.
Yep.
Jesus
If I was-
started what happens when you accidentally tamper what's going on in a room. You're never going to let that go. We're never going to let it go.
It's never going to happen.
No, we will. Because something will happen that will trump that last one, then we get
That's
stuck
true.
on that.
That's
Just
true.
like we do with each other. Like the second one of us trumps the things that we're busting each other's chops over, that thing. That's the new thing to pick.
That was a perfect unison reaction between 5 different... Well,
Yep.
4, because Jesus didn't react.
Jesus was just like minding his own business, watching his phone. He's like, what? Oh, that was me.
And that was the biggest reaction you guys got out of me for most
Yes.
of the things too. I'm like, what was that?
That
Where
was-
all other times I'm just like, did you hear that knock?
Did that just say, I'm going to kill you?
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Did that just say what I thought it said? I'm not even saying it until we get out of here.
No, that said anytime.
Near rhymes.
Yeah.
And like we constantly say, it's hard to capture that every single time
Yeah. It's true.
in person. I think we're actually lucky that we catch that stuff as dead on as we do most of the time.
Yeah.
Because you get that for you get it in a split second.
I hate that I caught on to that so quickly. I was the only one to catch it in my
Not
time.
only that, you were the only one getting insults in Selma Mansion. And you even ask us all that. You're like, am I the only one hearing insults out of this thing?
You did ask that. Yeah.
Clear as day I asked that.
You're
And
dumb.
Sure enough,
Did that thing just say I'm dumb?
It just kept wanting to touch me. That was...
it was right before you got touched that I asked that. It's like, you're the only one we're insulting.
3 times on the 3rd floor.
But we're gonna do something else to someone else now.
Ooh, 3 times on the 3rd floor.
Well, there was the pre-investigation walkthrough.
3 times on the 3rd floor.
Yep.
3 and 3. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I don't like that. Oh, by the way, Jesus, if you're still watching, we are not going back to Selma Mansion, and that is the final say. You and Glenn can most likely go.
Glenn is so confused.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah. What?
Tyler and I are not.
When did that decision get flipped
Yesterday.
again?
Yesterday.
Go on.
Well, it never flipped for me. I've been pretty steady.
Yeah, he's been pretty steady. I'm the one who's like, yeah, maybe if we're protected. But Tyler had a dream that he was back in like way back into Selma.
Is that the dream you told us about 2 days ago? Okay.
Was it?
So what is he seeing?
No!
No, hold on.
You must
So
go.
no, Jesus, you and Glenn and Austin can go.
You, me, and Austin, we'll go. Absolutely.
Tyler and I will probably go to a day spa somewhere.
And we'll
'cause-
just spend the whole day or the
That's
whole
a new
evening.
experience.
Yeah, I can just see now Tyler with cucumbers on his eyes while he's getting his face massaged.
Yep,
I don't
and
know,
then just to ruin the day for Emily. I wonder how DG's doing.
I'd stab him right then and there. Like, straight up pull a knife after
So
the
much
knife.
for a peaceful spa day.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yep.
I honestly don't.
You guys can do the 1-year anniversary at Selma.
That's a good idea.
I really don't even think that should happen.
Let them. Let them go and experience that craziness.
You know,
And you and I can just be at a hotel somewhere waiting for them to come back with the information.
I would be interested to see what or how the evidence changes without the two of you in that building.
That's what I don't want to know. And honestly, I think that dream said it all.
I wouldn't be surprised if it called for us.
So if I wasn't
That
already
makes me so
convinced,
uncomfortable.
now if I wasn't already convinced to go back now, that solidified it.
Damn it, Emily.
Let
SB
them
11
go
box.
if they want
Turn
to.
the FB11
Tyler,
box
it
on.
is totally.
Where's Emily and Tyler? Oh, that's good evidence.
I'm telling you,
That makes me so uncomfortable.
they're
I would call you on the
seasoned
spot. I would
enough.
break our rules.
I'm not saying they're not.
And by the time Selma comes through next year, they can go and do the investigation solely by themselves.
What worries me about this is Luna said when you go back to Selma. I'm going to get pulled back into it somehow.
Of course we are, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
know these
Yeah, no.
these two love bugs of ours.
Two
Yeah, no.
Ds.
We're gonna shame the shit out of you. Peer pressure. Everything.
Might be somebody's kink. Careful.
Come on, Tyler. Come on. You know you want to go back to Selma. Come on. Come on. And we'll be doing that for like the full 2 months.
Have you ever
before
seen
we're
The
going.
Watch?
No.
The what?
With Ben Stiller, Jonah Hill, Vince Vaughn.
No.
Jonah Hill's character's like, he's like, I guess that's dumb.
And they're trying to get him to pick sides. Like, come here, Franklin. Come here, Franklin. And he starts huh? He's got a treat. Like he's a dog. And then,
All we need to do is put a line of Mountain Dews walking up to the Selma mansion, and we're good. And pizza, Mountain Dew and pizza.
Mountain Dew,
Hey,
pizza,
another one.
Doritos.
Come on, Tyler, you know you want to.
We'll,
hey,
cr-
look, another one.
we'll crinkle Doritos on the floor, too.
I'm going to Selma, guys.
No, we know you're going
We'll
back.
geocache all the
What
way
else
down.
did he say?
He said, "Come on, Tyler, you know you want to."
That's the last thing I want to do right
My
now.
guy right there.
It's honestly the last thing I want to do.
You'll change your mind next year.
That's the worst part. I know
If
I
anything-
will. It's
Yeah, if anything, you guys can go.
Here, hold on. Here's the thing.
me in there without you is what's gonna...
You two are both on a path of discovery right now. Because apparently you have some kind of hidden abilities you're working on and everything like that.
They're not really hidden.
By
Far not hidden.
the time
I learned that last night if I didn't know it before.
by the time we entertain going back to Selma for a 1-year anniversary or something like that.
I know where you're going.
Yeah. The two of you should and probably will be more in tune with how to control
Which
your
is will.
abilities.
Control...
We'll be powerful.
We're gonna go to war! Ric Flair!
You'll be full.
Woo!
You'll be full on healer. You'll be ready to heal everybody.
I think it's gonna take a little more than 8 months.
I believe in you.
I believe in myself, but that's a very short time frame.
How are you getting 8 months from now?
Yeah, I'm
Can I not do math?
No.
What month are we in?
June.
yeah.
10 months.
July. Yeah,
In
10.
10 months.
July, August, October. Hey, look at
I mean, the last 2 months have felt like 4 months, but that's besides the point.
that. Well,
2020 felt like 10
I send
years.
I send Jesus message. I'm like, look at it in this order, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not right. I'm dyslexic now. Look at it in this order. Look at it in the order I sent you. Well, he's probably gonna laugh now.
Nice.
He's probably been cracking up the entire time.
He's
Yeah.
second guessing everything. He's like, wait.
Every time I log into our chat, I'm like, oh, he probably left. Like, Jesus has left the chat.
Jesus is gonna walk through this door one day, and it's gonna be that gift. Nah, bro, I'm out. So you're just gonna hear the door open and then close. Like, where's Jesus?
Nice.
Like, constantly, every time I log into our chat, I really feel like it's just gonna say Jesus has left the chat. I'm waiting on that day.
Oh my God! And if that ever does, you should do it, and we'll invite you right back just so we can do it. Jesus has left the chat.
No, I have it in my phone. I'm not kidding. I have Jesus listed in my phone as Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say, what's the difference in the spelling? Jesus, Jesus, you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything wrong. I just changed his last name. I swear. God, it's right here.
Jesus is everyone's father.
Yeah.
He really does.
I don't know if they can see. Oh,
Block the
I'm
number,
not
block the
going
number,
up.
block the number!
Oh, yep.
The number. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute. I thought you had it blocked.
There's no
Take a screenshot.
We don't need the world's father getting all these calls.
How awesome would that be?
He's been resurrected.
I can't. Jesus is gonna hate us forever.
Our 3 viewers,
They're like, what is wrong with these people?
the energy is like
Palpable.
hot tonight.
Yeah, it is.
A day after we do some severe meditating.
Ooh.
It's kind of cool. And Glenn's feeding off of it.
Glenn's like,
I was exhausted all day. I had a bang,
Yo,
and I'm
I
like,
was too.
that did nothing. And here I am. It's either overtired or I don't have work energy.
I like to think that our moods greatly improve when we hang out.
Which is so
All right,
dangerous.
that's changed now. You can't see it. So when I log in and my chat says Jesus has left the chat, it's going to be pretty damn epic. Yeah, that's again, we're on that bus, we're going right to hell. Oh man.
It's a one-way trip.
It is. It really is a one-way trip.
What are the odds that I can drive a bus? I'm driving us, and I'm the leader. I'm just driving us right there.
So many cues.
So many signs.
So, remember when I was the serial killer murderer?
You're just the bus driver. I'm out. No, don't leave us, please, Jesus, please, please, please.
Oh, we actually
Listen.
got 2 more viewers since you said that. The Lord has spoken.
We have backup contingency plans to keep you in the group, Jesus. So please don't make us enact
Don't
any
make us
of them.
pray.
Apparently, Tyler's already got a basement ready for me, so I'm sure you'll end up there too.
No,
Wow.
I like that.
Oh, he likes you. Never mind.
Wow.
He needs to stay. I can't have a demon running him out.
Wow.
It's just gonna be like, wow, my familiar.
Wow. Ooh.
Am I wrong?
No. Hey, this gives me an idea though.
Oh no.
If it wasn't during an investigation to really mess with you, I should have an Alka-Seltzer with me. And just pop it in my mouth right before you let me out of the basement. Just have foam coming out of my mouth.
I'd probably be more confused. So, like, Glenn, did you step outside and get bit by a squirrel? Like, what?
Jesus laughing. You were such a good sport.
You came back and our 2 viewers left. I'm really starting to question if we want you. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Again, there's contingency plans to keep you in the group. I'm just saying, someone's taking something for the team. So, boy.
Oh, we have problems.
Yes.
If this podcast does not show that, then I don't know what will.
So anyway, we have hit an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Probably a good point to wrap things.
Yeah, because we're getting loopy, and we're just
Yeah,
getting
we're
loopier.
overtired and everything too.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to our podcast tonight. We are the voices of the Realm, Spectral Realm Investigators, Emily, Tyler, and Glenn, and Jesus, our DJ in the comment section. Mm-hmm. It was a pleasure seeing everybody, and we will see you all shortly. Have a great night. Where do I go? Here.